What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
we should be live. Dip that music down as much as possible. It's nice and somber for Morris. He is not happy.
So sophisticated is comforting my grieving.
How's everyone doing? We'll get into it in a second. Like, we're not gonna do like the blind reaction. Obviously, everyone's seen it. Looks bad post list. I didn't expect that. Unchained looks bad post list.
I hate to admit this, Dino might actually not be that great. I might try and defend it for a couple of weeks, but when I start opening the stream with Trickstar, you'll all know something's up.
Yeah, I was pretty much just like, at least you get a new way to ruin my day. And he was like, okay, reincarnation droll then. Right. It's not the way I wanted it to go down. Right, we will flip to...
Frog is not the best deck.
The ban list.
I'll have you know that. I hate Frog.
Well, clearly it just needs 3 Shockmasters.
Oh yeah, that, yeah. 3 Shockmaster, great. Pendulum with Skullcrabat Joker. and Shockmaster Unlimited, oh my word.
Shanksy is a meta sheep.
Hello, Blazerkin. It's been a while. Hope you're alright. Although I'd be lying. He knows who he is.
Can you enlarge the window? We'll be going through tabs.
Yeah, mainly tabs. But yeah, Pend, I bet I can be doing your head in a little bit from testing it. Yeah, we get it. I'm a Dino player. I overplay it. I keep playing it when I shouldn't be playing it. And you know what? It somehow works. Oh, I'll get you a couple of those games. Pend is mediocre.
Pend is read everything that's a quick effect on the board and then go, okay, I'll deal with that and ignore the rest. Because I'm not reading that.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, let's get into this dog shit.
Cool. Right, we have an Exomaniac and a Ren in. If anyone is going to jump in on the call, we'll dip into table 500 on the Discord. Zodiac is bad now.
We will get into that, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's second on the list.
Yeah, Zoo did a little bit bodied.
I did call it.
Yeah.
Aiden will confirm, and also Mr. Wren will confirm I did actually call Dryden the other day when I was round his, but he did turn around and say, no, you're full of shit, it's not going to happen. Zoo's going to be fine, it's not doing anything wrong, and it's like, well, it's getting a little bit splashed now.
Do you know what we do need to address? The TD Chaos deck that I was about to build
on
your recommendation.
I've gone out of my way to build this awesome TD Chaos list. It was nearly finished. It was ending on Exterio, former Appaloosa, and Christia, and the odd Dingasu on top. And it relied on Elpy a little bit. I can't deny it. So I guess I'm going to have to find a new one. Zeus, I don't like the idea of... Well, we'll get into this. This is all part of the discussion, but thanks for mentioning Zeus. It does follow it up a little bit.
Yeah, we will get into
we will. Remind me of Zeus.
So, pre-warning, just because we've had not many, but at least one in the past, Beth is going to be absolutely on it with the Discord, and if she hears anything breaching TOS, it's going to be a turbo ban just because you
just have to put that out there.
Yeah, like, it's just one of those things that I have to say. So, like, keep TOS in mind, keep it chill. If you don't know what TOS is, I'd recommend you just don't join in the discussion. It's probably safer. But yeah, so we'll get into the list, we'll give our initial thoughts, and then we'll open it up to the room.
And hopefully, as a player who's been dabbling quite a little bit more in depth, because he's had less to do since uni's finished, I might be able to give a lot more input on some of these cards, especially because some of them are older and they're coming back. I can elaborate and explain why they're probably not too much of an issue and why they were an issue in the past.
Thank you, Ren. Did we address that?
What? Right. I'll put it out there. To address Blazerkin's message, please don't
mention the username.
Yeah, please don't mention the user.
I meant you because
shit.
You're bringing up. Don't even address the reason. Just that's the sitch.
Sitch basically is TOS wasn't respected, and out of precaution, we had to inflict our first Discord ban. And I believe Twitch is inaccessible at the minute for one person in particular, of which he will not be named.
Yeah.
So that is the basic situation. If he wanted to just make another account, he could do, but again, we would rather that just not be the case. And if he does, I'd want him to respect what's going on. So
hey, we've got a raid.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, Captain.
Hi Cogs, hi Venom, hi Lady Cogs, good to have you here. So, anyway, we're gonna start sliding on through this ban list.
Yeah.
So, thankfully that's staying exactly where it is.
We don't talk about it, it's like Voldemort.
Maxine!
You mentioned the name!
It's only if you say it 3 times it'll appear. So, first one on the list.
Elpy!
Hey, Lady Cogs, we've got Elpy gone. So yeah, that TD Chaos list where you were like, it's fine, there's a new instant fusion target coming out, then it'll get hit. Don't have to worry about, we'll build this list.
It is finito! Bye-bye, Elpy!
So, Horace being lovely, that happened to once be my Elpy, I believe.
It was happening. I'm fed up with it. I love the card, and it just got,
Eat the card with wasabi. You first, Exo. Bye, Elpy.
Yep.
So that's gone.
I don't want to eat it now. But
we're not eating.
If I find another one, I'll eat it.
It's got foiling on it. Screw that.
Metal's good for you.
Right. So, for anyone who doesn't know, with Guard Dragon Elpy, we're gonna.
So, the standard basic procedure with Elpy is that you would link him up with Pisty, and used to with Argapane, and the idea was to search pretty much any card you wanted off of Brotor, or you could go a different way and get some bodies on the field by making the red MD, summoning an extra dragon so you get a few more bodies, and then you could start digging your deck with Sayuja, which, either way, it worked pretty fine if you opened the Levionaire, or you opened a missing piece that you were usually going to search off Brotor, so I guess you could go either way. The card is pretty degenerate, but it needed quite a bit of setup. It was fragile for a bit, but then very recently I noticed that a lot of the combos they were making Appaloosa first, and then
using that
they were doing Guard Dragons underneath Appaloosa, so you would have to reach through the combo with the Imperm, and you couldn't do it with monsters. I'm not defending it, I am genuinely saying that I've been playing it for so long. It has been a part of many degenerate boards. It is the reason I could search Cyberstein and make Exterio in the first place. I'm not defending it. I genuinely thought it was going to stay a little bit, though, because of how fragile it can be. But because of the recurring Appaloosa combos, I think it's not fair that you'd have to have Imperm.
Right, so let's quickly address Tommy the Fox and Anti-Hero. Sorry, I would have welcomed you sooner, dude, but Moz is on a rant today, which we'll find out why soon.
Yeah.
So many cards could have come back. Dynamite, Draco face off. Iris would have been okay.
Iris is fine. Yeah, I agree with that. Dynamite Knight, I think they want to give Draco cards a little bit more time. We might see them on a couple of more lists in the future, but I think keeping them where they are at the minute is not going to be a problem, and especially if we dive into an Altergeist dominant format again, like and Sky Striker becomes a little bit more prevalent, I think people are going to actually start playing Draco just because of how easily it destroys control naturally. So I don't think they're going to be starting bringing off Draco cards. Dynamite Knight, though, is the lesser of two evils. Draco face off. One of my friends, Usman, he's crazy with the deck. He makes super degenerate combos. I know he's not very liked in the community, and some of his combos are a little fragile and they don't have a lot of reason, But Draco face-off, being the card it is, I don't think it's going to be back for a little while. More as a Saki one-of in the deck. And yeah, the rest of that I don't really disagree with much.
Magical Meltdown, should it have got hit?
I think Invoked being what it is, if Meltdown had got hit, it wouldn't have been an engine you could build a deck about. It'd have been a little segment.
This is exactly why, like, you're in the discussion as well, because I main Gren at the moment. I am looking for a new deck because Gren only goes so far. It's definitely slotted into the rogue slot. But it gives me a really skewed perspective on what problems are, because my objective is look at a board, look at my hand and go, can I break that? If no, well played. Or can I grind that a little bit? If no, well played. If yes, which is like 90% of the time, honestly, isn't it?
Yeah.
The vast majority of boards I will shred. So, like, the typical problem cards, I have a really weird thing to see them, especially having access to Shifter. Like, a lot of super degenerate decks, if I open Shifter, it'll just be like, GG.
But yeah, I think with Invoked, it's fine as an engine. I think the engines around Invoked will get hit, like Nadir, or even Eldritch will get hit before Invoked does. So I'm thinking Invoke's just going to be about for a while. Although I'm not saying Meltdown isn't annoying, because not being able to negate the invocation is not fun. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Draco is a budget option. Like, if you're a decent pilot, you're timing and you're patient with those floodgates, you will win games, you will win.
I mean, like, we joke about it a lot in the Discord, but A-Ren as a Draco player was horrific to play against.
It's not a fun deck to actually pilot, especially for an entire day when you're doing 6 hours of nothing else and you see other people. The problem is with Draco is you end up wanting to... You're beating decks that you would rather be playing because they're a lot more fun. But yeah, what's this about making an all OCG deck? Because that sounds absolutely amazing. I wish I had the money to make my deck all OCG, because they have Starlights for everything.
That sounds awesome. Right, we are going to have to chug on.
Yeah.
Just for people, like, you give the broad overview. So it's a link 1 for 1, and whenever link 1s have a good effect, you're asking for it, kind of thing. Cannot be special summoned except you cannot special summon except dragon monsters, so that's its little self-floodgate, which never matters. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck to a zone that 2 or more link monsters point to. That's what we're talking about with typically either like Sari or Appaloosa.
Yeah, you do it underneath Appaloosa, or you just dive into a Sari, which if you were going to get Nibiru, you wouldn't be bothered because Sari's only digging, so...
Yeah.
Right, so I think that covers...
Hang on. You can only use the effect of Elpy once per turn. You can only special summon Elpy once per turn. Not enough of a restriction. You're looking at like a +4, aren't you? I mean, in the combo.
In total, you could get at least 6. In fact, no, you go even more than that, because you get 4 monsters on board to make the Sari. You get 4 draws.
Restrictions.
Yeah, you get 4 draws off of Sari, which then you fix your hand with, which is also a +1. And then you also get to search any card you want off of the Brotor, or get an extra body with the red MD, which could make you have 2 Saris.
Yeah.
So it could end up going from anywhere from being a +6 to a +14.
So I was just getting at the fact that it's mad pluses. We'll do a broad overview, and then when we get people on talking particularly, we'll dive into it.
Yeah.
So, next on the list...
is Mr. Dryden.
The Mr.?
Mr. Judy... Oh, well, it had tits. Whatever it was. You know...
You are... so not PC sometimes. Either way, gender abstaining, not relevant in this case. Jesus, Morris.
It's a mutant. Look at the picture.
We don't have the picture to hand because for some reason this is also a bit crashed.
I'm very, very sorry if I had misgendered Dryden. I retract that last statement. Dryden is I can't say it's a female either because that'd be assuming.
Well, it's
well, Ren's just mentioned it. I can't assume.
Dryden is just saying also done ban.
Do you know what? I think that my observation was a little bit more PC.
I mean, potentially, but it's not a piss.
They had tits.
There you go.
Yeah, they had it.
I mean, being realistic, they are also part goat, but
and Goki Pole, I agree. I don't like Goki Pole, and I don't like Ball Park. Yeah, they don't deserve respect. They just have
do not respond to EXO when he's on one of those. He almost put that in a promo shot, and I was like, you can't do that, I don't care.
I was
if
talking
you've
about the
watched Team
Zodiacs. Isn't that what you were talking about, EXO? The Zodiacs don't deserve respect.
Okay.
Right. The big killer with Zodiac Dryden. I'm not saying
super in depth.
You're right. Very, very quickly. The engine's quite splashable. It's
essentially a Link 1 again.
Yeah. It's one card combo. You can make 5 material, XYZs, and this is where Zeus ties in. Making Zeus a card that can be chained, that sends everything on the field. Crazy.
Borbo then. Because Borbo is the thing that's going, I'll attack through and then slam a Zeus on the top, and I don't care about your board.
Well, they can still do that, but they don't have the Dryden, which is the pot. I'm just thinking more along the lines of they didn't want Zoo to be like it was in the past, where they were playing it with Monarchs, where they were playing it with everything else.
I was about to say, so it's a one-card control tool because of that quick effect pop. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not actually thinking Zeus, because Borbo's the enabler for Zeus.
No, but again, they might just be thinking, right, it's getting to a point where they're playing it with Tri-Brigade, they're playing it with Lyrillus, they're playing it with literally anything they want.
Yeah.
And it's...
And Tri-Brigade it's got some punch behind it.
And I'm not defending it, I'm just trying to think of where they're coming from rather than what I want. I'm not...
So, I'm really not thinking Zeus angle on this. Zeus is cracked.
I think we can't just...
But, I have to buy a Zeus
I don't think we
before
can...
go locals
I don't
again.
think we can just forget it, though. I think it needs to be part of the...
it's
a reason.
One extra material, I guess, unless I'm missing something.
Well, no, you pop a card that's problematic, and then you can attack through safer, like getting rid of a spell or trap, and then make the Zeus.
It's 100% because new Lyrillus stuff, but that stuff got delayed to sell products. Right.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Right, are you ready to get emotion?
Yeah, I'm not happy about this one.
Misk Limited.
Yeah, I'm not happy at all. It didn't do anything, and people can't tie Marsh Blossom correctly because everyone's bad.
I mean, all of your dinos are still towers, I guess.
Yeah, boo, yeah, you're a dino player too. Yeah, I can tell.
So, I'm not arguing for it. Misk is never the one that annoys me. Just because of...
Big boy.
Yeah, it's UCT that I have a problem with, but I have a really skewed... I suppose that's the other thing. If you're playing Gamma, which a lot of dino players are, which I know you don't disagree with, Misk, Ash, Gamma... You +2 straight away.
Yeah, you could chain Gamma to Misk, but again, it's like the Zeus thing. We've got to consider it, but we can't make it a full reason.
No, I'm just saying that's going to be a lot of people's experience.
But my problem is when people complain about Misk as just being, oh, I can't do anything. It's like, well, no. You have hand traps, or you're not playing hand traps, and therefore it is your problem that you're not interrupting or interacting with Dino for not playing hand traps.
I'm not playing hand traps,
well,
I just don't care.
It's not a problem. It's just, if you're choosing to not play hand traps, you have not got a right to complain. So, in that essence, they get to go through whatever they want.
So, Called by the Grave to 3, please.
Yeah, that is another reason why Dino's going to get hit more. Because even as a rogue deck, when they were admissed to 1, they still had 3 Called by Grave.
Yeah, so that's an interesting argument. So anyway, your butt hurt.
Yeah.
We know this. So, have you read Misk?
We don't need to.
During the main phase, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. During this main phase, dinosaur monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. A lot of effects. You can banish any number of dinosaur monsters in your graveyard, including this card. Special summon one dinosaur monster from your deck with a level that is equal to the total number of monsters banished to activate this effect, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. Animadorned
with the release of Scrap Raptor.
I was thinking, like, Scrap Raptor, from what you've been telling me, the Scrap Dino stuff is a bit bricky.
Yeah, it is a bit.
But the fact you go, I'll play 1 or 2 Animadorn, depending on what you think of that. You've got 3 Miss, 3 Dig. That's just like...
Well, Miss Baby on its own gave you a format Appaloosa and a big dino.
Okay, so, like, good point from Ren. Free spec from deck. Blanket protection. Elpy was a free spec from deck.
Yeah.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. It's... Yeah, for now, yeah, I'm not salty. I'll continue to play it with Dogmatica and Traps. I'm just, I'm going to have to be a lot more careful with my dinos, because I could be a bit silly with Misk and still be fine.
Yeah. So now, Skullcrabat, which...
The Joker.
I don't know anything about. This is before my time. I wasn't there for Pen Magicians. I started in the Eternal format. Or restarted. I was a Go player back in the day. Because I'm old. Rest of these are useless. So, do you want to drop in some insight? I don't know anything about these.
You'd essentially, you just normal summon this card, or spec it, in your pen summon as well to get extra bodies. It's no different than that aspect, but it searches Pendulum Magician cards as well as Performer Pals.
You can't spec. You cannot Pendulum summon.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, either way, you'd search the Pepe stuff, and it was part of Pepe, I believe.
When this card is normal summoned.
Yeah.
This is why I am not a Pendulum player.
Yeah, you grab your missing scale, made it so much more consistent, essentially.
Exo to Ren, engages a NAF card. We were just about to get to that. So I'll stop flipping back to the list because it's all up here. You've all seen it. Mirage Stallion. I have.
Right, essentially,
I was too inexperienced as well in the Eternal format to really know. I know it does lock to fire.
So before access code, before their Link 4, it was basically a way... They usually play it in turn 1. They didn't like turn 2 because they'd want to get into the Borrow Sword and other things. So turn 1, it gave you that extra body, which essentially it would replace your Gazelle send. So instead of having to send your Spinny off a Gazelle or the Jaguar off a Gazelle, you could grab that missing piece off of the Stalio, and then you would also be able to grab a trap off Gazelle, or you'd be able to keep the traps, prioritize the traps over. So not only would you get a really decent board with potential Dweller. Well, Dweller wouldn't be a part of that because obviously we're locked into fire. But I mean, if you wanted extra bodies, you could have a higher pop count if you double linked into Heat Leo. You'd also get spin one if you were going second, and as well as that, when Stalio left the field, it spins a card back. So it's pretty crazy. I didn't like the spin most. I didn't mind the summon from deck. It's the spin that was horrible for me.
That Avramax cherry on top.
Yeah, no, because they used to make Colossus, and I'd diffuse the Circle and a couple of other bits, and they would make this card, and then they would spin back the Colossus, and then they could just do whatever the hell they wanted. So I'm honestly not worried about this card being played, because obviously they have access code and a couple of cards they want to prioritise in extra deck space. It is not a flexible extra deck. It's a very tight extra deck, Salamangre. So if they find room for this, fair enough. It's their preference. But with what's going on now,
do we save the next one till last?
No, we're not.
We engage this conversation right now.
Yeah.
SEMO level jokes. Right.
This
engage.
Horrible card.
Pog.
I love it. I don't mind you calling me an arsehole for loving it. I love it. It is
C moment. I love that.
yeah. Put engage into perspective. It's a soft once per turn. Soft being the key. I don't even think it's a once per turn. No, it's not.
No.
You just can't add it. It's not even
Recycle with Kagari?
Yep. So the idea was that you would go Kagari, add drones, summon Kagari, add back engage or drones again. You'd add back engage. You'd get your Widow Anchor, and you'd if you didn't want to get drones and you had the Ray, you could normal Ray, go into Kagari, add back your engage, and then you get 2 engage searches then. So you get a Widow Anchor, or you probably want double Widow Anchor, and then you play in your opponent's turn, and then the next turn you blow up their entire board with the jamming. Oh, you take it apart with jamming wave and afterburner,
yeah,
and then you'd slowly kill them with the Hayate. So the idea was that you would add
Shizuku Shuffle, isn't it?
yeah, you'd recur with Kagari. You'd attack directly with Hayate and then you'd search with Shizuku at the end. And then multi-roll. Rota is crazy.
Rota plus a draw.
Yeah.
Ops, can be looped back in the deck. Adds loads of utility.
But
Card is done.
At 1, it technically can be considered Saki, but they do have Hayate which gets it engraved.
So like, there's the one thing. Are we talking about Striker, or are we talking about this enabling a splashable engine?
It's still. It's pretty ballsy splashing this. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, it happened. It happened with Orcus. Orcus Striker was nuts.
It was nuts, but they had 3 engage. So I think it can be splashable. It might not be worth splashing yet. It's pretty ballsy splashing, but in decks that don't mind that cherry picking aspect and they have a small toolbox. Even if it is just 1 engage, 1 drones, 1 afterburner, 1 jamming, and then a shark cannon and a couple of Widow Anchor, they're not bad cards. And if you're not summoning heavily in the monster zone,
yeah. So between Elpy, Dryden, Misk, and Engage, I don't think Stalio's got a load of comments, but this is why everyone's just like, oh, this format's a garbage fire. Who knows, right? I mean,
we'll find out, but I don't mind engage being.
To be honest, everyone loved the format we were in. I didn't. There's no deck I like.
Your Sky Striker, though, that's going to be definitely one to watch out for because Rose is a good card.
I mean, it was already rogue. Like, good pilots were doing things with it.
Good pilots at the beginning.
Yeah. Right, Double Iris.
There isn't really much to be said about this. You use this to get the trap. You grab you grab a graph, which is the continuous spell. Is it
an Omni negate? Like
time you get the trap time graph, which essentially is just a pop. It gives you a pop every turn.
Okay.
And it's not a bad card. And when you're playing this version of Pendulum,
yeah, Ren, I agree with the.
Yeah, it's essentially They summon out a load of rank 4s and they get the graph, so they get an extra pop every turn. That's it. There's nothing to be worried about this card at all. It's not that good anymore.
And then we have Symbol of Heritage.
So, the FDK enabler, we finally get one of them back. This was used in a number.
Whoa! You don't get one of them back. That's at 3 now.
Yeah. We get no. I mean one of the FTK enablers.
Right.
Yeah. Essentially, what you would used to do is you would activate Brilliant Fusion. You would send.
Which is gone.
You'd send Amazonis Archer, which burns. Then you would summon the Earth Gem Knight. You'd essentially play a load of generic synchro spam shit using. Brilliant Fusion. It used all sorts of wacky tuners and other things, and you would essentially make DeLorean, and you would constantly recur DeLorean with something like this or the Earth Elemental Lord, which before the errata was crazy because it would make...
it was Lone Fire apparently.
Yeah, you created constant loops. I only briefly had a look into this. It wasn't something I ever picked up on. picked up on because I was too busy having a life and doing GCSEs.
And then as soon as his GCSEs ended, he decided to not have a life anymore.
But yeah.
So we were talking about this earlier, and like I think before we started the stream, I was on about looking at plants a while ago.
Hey up, we've got a bit of input here. We can.
I know a bit more. I can explain when I join. Will do.
Brilliant. I'd love that.
To be honest, Ren, I'm thinking I might do a closed group just with you and EXO, and we'll see about opening it up to the room. I'm not 100% on it.
Well, there won't be much harm in it.
Yeah, it's just as long as people aren't talking over each other, then I've got to mod it and kick people out of the room and stuff like that. It's probably a bit of hassle. Next Banlist discussion, because it's in October, we will have it way more organised, and I'll try and sort some kind of queuing system. But for now, we'll just get Ren and EXO in there. So what I will do, Ren, because I don't believe I've got you as a friend yet. I don't know, EXO. I've responded to you. Right.
I mean, I could give him a card, that approves it.
He's got his own.
That's 2 against the community.
Right, I just need to go into. Oh, they're already in
it.
500.
Oh, brilliant.
Right.
That's, I think, Simon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Ren, I will. Hang on, Beth, put it in chat if you want to absolutely mod the crap out of this. One at a time makes sense to me. Okay, yeah, we'll do one at a time. So
yeah, one at a time.
Right. Your name is different on Discord and in the chat, but Sneck in Discord, we can have you on. I'll pass the headset to Morris, but behave.
Yeah.
Where are we? Where is it? Theory for Nerds. There we go. Just let me go on his profile. Right. I've pinged your friend request, Ren. So we will have you on first because I know you're itching to say a lot, and we'll get in a call with you. Yeah, we've covered everything.
Oh yeah, we have. Right.
Yeah, Beth, we'll not do the. That looks like an invite, yeah. But if you need that, you just have to go. That now. But yeah, we won't do the table 500 thing. We'll do one at a time so people aren't clamouring over each other.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, even if everyone behaves, it's... Even in a Zoom meeting, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, if 2 people go to talk at once, it's the same as trying to... Like, when someone walks into you and then you both just go...
Chinese with no education.
Yeah, you're both just trying to go side to side. Right. Ren, do we have that accepted friend request so I can just do a direct call? Or can I just direct call you through the Discord? Are you even alive? Yeah, done it. Sweet. Right, we'll give you a bell now.
Excelente.
This guy. Oh, I think we already had a chat. Anyway, voice call. Discord is on good volume. We just need the unmute there.
Yo, I'm here with the best takes of the ban list because I know everything and I'm totally not on no sleep for 2 days.
Raw.
So,
where do you want to start? Do we want to just run down it? Because you probably got to
yeah, just run it straight down. Right. So, Elpy banned. If you don't think it was getting banned, like within the year, I'm sorry, but you need to like look at Dragon Link and notice the deck's literally only got better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it just always gets buffed. Any new support comes out, it gets better. Like, Galaxy Eyes will keep getting support because it's an anime deck. Blue Eyes, anime deck.
Hello there.
Like, there's loads of anime dragon decks that will get, like, buffs, and eventually, one of those could just break dragons. So, Elpy being banned now,
yeah,
it limits card design. Like, look at Summon Sork, look at Hulk, look at Isolde.
yeah.
Like, meta-defining cards. What do they all say? Special from deck, special from deck, special from deck, special from deck.
Exactly.
So, it was going to get banned.
So, like,
The restrictions are dumb.
Yeah, like, the restrictions never matter. The other thing is, like, even Dragoonity in modern form was doing things. Like,
Yeah, like...
whether it was glass or not, it was still...
To be fair, Dragunity's not bad. I think Dragoonity is the dragon deck now because they don't need Elpy. Elpy's amazing, but they don't need it because they have, like, the Gaydurg loops, they have Mist... Like, they've got all, like, the weird Mist Valley. I think it's just Baby Rock they play, but they've got Gaydurg, they've got Barker, they've got just loads of extenders as well. They've got the new spell card, which is a Rota,
Yeah,
which I'm not sure that's out yet, or if it's structure deck, whenever.
Yeah, I was like getting Moz to look into it quite a while ago before we just got absolutely dicked over
Yeah.
on not getting the structure deck because I noticed that like they just throw out like full power Morph.
I put it in Ghost from the Past, didn't it? Ghost from the Past. That's what we got it in.
Yeah, and then suddenly it was the most expensive card that wasn't a ghost, and you're like, oh, sick!
Yeah, because it's Pitch Ad Ravine is pretty good though, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So, should we...
Anyway, next band though.
mosey on
Dryden.
down Dryden?
The worst hit on this entire list because Dryden, like, Pop 1's cool and all, but Barrage is at 1, so it's not really splashable.
Yeah.
And if they put Tenki to 1, Rota's at 1, Fossil Dig is a card where it went to 1. If you're not a Dino player, you'd agree, that's fair.
Mm.
So you put Tenki to 1, it hits Zoo, which seems like the aim here, but it also hits Tri-Brigade for the future because now they can't play 6 Fractal, they only get to play 4.
Yeah.
It also, like, it's a Rota card. They will always be good, and eventually will become insane, because eventually there'll be a good Beast Warrior deck. Like, we had Fire Fist in the past, which, you know, the card originates from. You've got Zodiac now, Tri-Brigade. It will always be good, and will only get better. So Tenki to 1 would have made a lot more sense than the Dryden ban, because
just shut the window.
Yeah.
Dryden's just fair. Like, if you think Dryden's unfair, I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. It's a Pop 1. When we're in a game now where destruction effects get power crept.
Yeah.
Like, Borbo is more of a problem because Zoo can go normal summon. Do you have a hit for the normal? Okay, special 1, 2, 3, Borbo, attack, summon Zeus, Zeus effect, Zeus effect.
Yeah. That was
How
kind
is
of
that
my
fair?
take on it. So like,
Yeah,
Bobo
but,
was
like-
the enabler.
If you add in Dryden there, you're actively hurting yourself because now they can negate Dryden and you lose everything.
Yeah.
But if they try and negate Zeus, you chain again, there's 2 negates eaten for free off just your normal. And then you go, alright, activate Barrage, or activate Fractal.
Yeah.
And then you just make the Shurag, banish whatever's left, get a Revolt, and you win the game.
Yeah.
And that isn't Dryden. That entire combo skips Dryden, and it's a dumb ban, man. I hope they undo it,
Yeah.
but I don't see them doing it, because I feel like the main reason they would have hit would have been for next month when we're getting the Lyrilisk support.
Yeah.
Because it pushes that set, but with it being delayed till next year, it
Yeah,
just
'cause,
doesn't
like,
make sense to me.
Zoo Tri-Brig was getting kind of like more dominant, I guess, again. So like, it
See,
would make
here's the
sense
thing,
to
though.
third up.
Zoo Tri-Brigade, it's like Salad, which I'll get onto obviously later.
Yeah.
It was annoying. You got fed up of seeing it. But I don't think I ever played against Salad and thought this deck is unfair. It was a lot of like, I went against a Salad player, he opened evenly, Imperm, full Salad combo. The thing I thought was unfair was the evenly Imperm. It
Yeah.
wasn't the Salad combo. But Dryden, it can come back like next list, and I don't think it'd have like a lot of people up in arms. Anyway, limits.
Limits.
Misk.
Should I put Moz on just for this one?
Misk, like, nah, because Morris will know my opinion on Misk. It's a card that gives blanket protection. It's a level 4, which, you know, it's useful because it meant that they could summon it, make an Xyz with it, and get it back in grave for next turn. That was literally the combo, which you'd make a Dolka with it underneath.
Yeah.
Blanket protections. Free special summon from deck. The blanket protection wasn't once per turn, so you could go Misk from hand, they negate, you chain Misk from hand.
Yeah.
So you still get your blanket protection. It could special any dino from deck. That's insane. The longer the game went, the better it got, because it went from you can summon an Archosaur to you can summon an Ovi to you can summon a fucking Pancratops if you got that far. Like, that card was at 1, they didn't have Archosaur, and the deck was still good.
Yeah.
It being at 1 now, the deck is still better than it used to be. It sucks for Dino players because Dino hasn't done a lot, but Scrap Raptor came out. The weekend it came out, they topped.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it topped this weekend as well, so there's 2 tops back to back. And also the Scrap Raptor stuff hasn't been looked into properly. Like, you could probably incorporate Arcust in there, you could probably incorporate a lot more stuff that hasn't been fully explored. So I feel like it's hit it now, so it's not a problem later.
Yeah. So, a couple of, like, devil's advocate ones. So, there's the argument that they had called by last time. I know they didn't have Archosaur and everything, and this may
They
not be
didn't,
my
though.
opinion, but...
People forget how long called by has been at 1. Called by has been at 1 for a very long time.
Yeah.
And there was a good length of time when Misk was at 1, called by was 1. I think it was like 2 lists. And the deck was still good. Misk was at 1 before called by came out.
Yeah.
And it was fine. Called by comes out, every deck gets better because you can hit Ash with a common.
Yeah.
That was going to boost everything. Then Misk went back to 1. Then, not Misk. Called went to 1. Then Misk came to 3. So I remember Misk being the only big change of its list.
Yeah.
And then the deck got Archosaur, and now you're back down. But, like, you have Prosperity, you have Ovi, you have Fossil Dig.
Yeah.
If you really want to see it, you can Foolish Burial it for the special summon. You have enough access to it, it just means that Dino is back to being a big bang deck. Of you go in, you either make an unbreakable board and win, or you go second, you wipe a board and win. It means that Dinos can try and one-shot you, mess up, and then kill you turn 4.
Yeah.
It balances Dinos out a lot.
Yeah. So, the other one that I've been hearing is the Scrap combos. While incredibly explosive, quite bricky.
They're not. It's like you're playing... I don't think you're playing any actual Garnets, as far as I recall, in the deck. You play 2 bricks, being the Raptor, but at the same time, depending on your hand, Raptor can actually help you combo.
Yeah.
It can help you play through some hand traps, so it's not a brick. And then the only other brick was Chimera, but you were searching the Chimera and then normaling it. You weren't summoning it from deck, so it's not a Garnet, it's just, I'd rather not see it.
Yeah, I'd rather not see it, but the
you open it,
combo's
it's
still
fine.
live with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
It didn't hurt the combos, so like you could still play for it. Chimera was obviously Chimera and Wyvern were your only real weak spots, but then if they got hit, you could play for it sometimes, or you just go, okay, slap down an Appaloosa, make her, like, activate Pill, make her rank 4 pass.
Yeah.
Or just, like, Appaloosa Tyranno pass, which, against a lot of decks this format, for example, Zodiac, normal summon Book of Moon, they'd just pass on. Against Tri-Brigade, playing for an Appaloosa could be quite good, especially if you play for Appaloosa Tyranno, like, they're not playing through that.
Yeah.
Like, the deck was fine. The scrap version also hasn't been looked at properly. Like, you could summon a Recycler. That is when you start getting bricky.
Yeah.
Because you have to start doing Recycler loops. But at the same time, that then opens up for Arcust, which opens up to a Counter Trap, which means you can't get Dark Rulered. The deck still has the Samog stuff. The deck can still do loads. It's just now, you have to commit. You can't just, like I know Morris has been playing the, like, Trap variant against me.
Yeah.
And the amount of times he's gone, pass on, like, some back row. And I know that I've got to wait, and I've just got, like, I can't try and one-bang him, because he'll have that Misk waiting. The fact that they can't try and just play a slow game now is good, because Dino wasn't made as a control deck. It wasn't made as a grind deck. It's an all-in, all-or-nothing bang. It's why Overtex, what was its main use? It wasn't the recycling, it was the negate in control-heavy formats, and it was the searching pill.
Yeah.
Like, they tried to give him recursion, and people just ignored it. But the reason I spend a lot of time on Misk is because the rest of these limits, like Skullcrabat, no.
Yeah.
I played Odd Eyes. I'm happy to have a Skullcrabat back and all. I played Magicians. It's cool and all, but Electromite's banned, so 99% of Pendulum changes will do nothing in this format.
Yeah, so I think, like, with this list, the big conversation is, like, Misk, Engage, and the rest
Misk
is kind of
deserved
like,
it.
yeah, I can see it.
Nah. One thing that Strike Dragon to 1's, like, I don't think that's too big. It's probably like caution of the new rocket stuff with the ritual.
Yeah,
because we haven't had all that revealed yet. I think we've literally had the ritual, the searcher for the ritual and the fusion, and the ritual spell.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen all that.
Game hit, isn't it? Currently, anyway.
Yeah, it's to stop them keep grinding. Yeah. Because if you hit the first striker, they can't make. Because I think strikers activate. So if say you striked it or negated it, it could make another and still add sector. So I think that's probably what it is for. But I can't remember strike off the top of my head. Don't care too much about it. D-Link's dead. Crab Rave.
Yeah.
Next card.
I mean,
next card unlimited.
Like how long?
It's been around for way too long. It was in Eternal. It was in the Eternal format. It was the last like standing deck of the Eternal format. It deserved to go. But speaking of Eternal format, Mirage Stalio. Oh my god.
Someone hype. I noticed you played.
I literally
salads on the
I
last.
thrashed Morris with it, and that was without Mirage Stalio.
And you got him to drink some.
Mirage Stalio coming back. Yeah.
yeah, some 100,000 Scoville drink.
He deserved it.
Oh,
he
it was
Dino.
horrific, mate. Like
I know, I saw you just dying, and I was like,
after.
oh yeah, we were not hamming that up for stream. Like my stomach just locked after the first one, and I was like,
nah, you can tell.
I'm coming back.
You can tell if it's like Team Samurai levels of acting, or you can tell if it's genuine.
Yeah. It was like,
but now Stalio.
Myself. But yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Morris is an idiot. Oh, they're not gonna find room for it. Salad are 1,000,000% going to find room for their tour guide. I'm sorry. It's one.
Saying about
literally,
me. He can't hear you, so
said,
go off.
Yeah, so he said they're not gonna find room, but like they can cut Lingaribo, they were playing Dweller and Braguska, you cut the Braguska. Yeah. You can cut a lot of cards because Mirage Stalio means that Desires is now broken in the deck. If you don't get why, it's very simple. Normal Foxy effect, that's good. But then pitch Spinny, summon Spinny, because Spinny and Foxy are now 3 in the deck. You used to play them at 2 because it was like, Yeah. But no, I feel like you're also playing like Triple Will now, which people forget isn't a reborn. It's a reborn or special from hand. So you can then make your Stalio, use Stalio effect, and keep in mind, we're in Master Rule 5 now, you can summon it in the main monster zone.
Yep.
Summon your Gazelle Mill, link Gazelle into Balinks, add Sanctuary. Name something left in your deck now that you need to get out.
That's about it.
That's it, everything's out of the deck. So now you can Desires, draw into Hand Traps, draw into Extenders in case you get in the Bearroot.
No, my chair's just shit. Sorry, go on, Red.
So yeah, it's like if you get nibbed, you have Desires to draw into Extenders. There you have like, for example, like Gazelle can mill Jaguar, which by the way means that Mirage Stalio being at 1 doesn't matter because you can loop it with Mirage Stalio. And fun ruling thing, Sunlight Wolf, do you know the restriction on it?
Oh, off the top of my head, no. Let's have a look.
So when you add it, so it adds a card back from grave, adds a fire back, which you know.
It bounces as well, doesn't it?
Nah, that's
Stalio.
Helio spins back row. Stalio spins when it's linked. Yeah, Sunlight Wolf, so it adds back a fire, and you can't activate cards. And you can't normal or special summon them for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
However, because you didn't add back Mirage Stalio to your hand, you can special summon it again that turn.
Loops.
So, yeah, so you can add it back with Sunlight Wolf, you can add it back with Jaguar. It's an E-Telly from the deck.
Yeah.
It's a spin, which going second or like turn 3 helps break apart boards even easier, especially if like we get into like just formats like with Tri-Brigade, you rather like not load up the graveyard for them, or against certain decks like Bit of Bias here, Unchained, or in more important ones, Eldritch. You can spin away the back row. It's why I feel like Heatleo is going to be played as well. Because I know some people were cutting it, which I didn't like because Heatleo is good. But also, spin it means that you now have just even more ways to spin away Eldritch back row. And just spin away like Eldritch cards. So Mirage Stalio is going to make Salad 100% viable. I think Salad is going to be a deck that you're going to see loads of because people miss Eternal. It's a strong deck. It's consistent. This format, other than Drytron, but Drytron couldn't be hit. Drytron literally had like a get out of jail free card because name something selling Lightning Overdrive.
Literally, like, I don't know if it's just a comment on the player, but I got matched against my first Drytron.
If you don't know how to play Drytron, you just get... Nah, if you can't play Drytron, then you... That's one thing.
Just tell Manuel to hit the chat. Sorry, Ren, go on.
if you're not a good Drytron pilot, like there was someone when we did like, you know, from Story with we did like a mini like locals between us all,
Yeah.
and you could really see the difference. It's why I don't play Drytron. Because A, I can't afford that. Unless Morris is going to go and buy me a Drytron deck, I can't afford that.
So, like,
Second off,
like, this
it's
is the
one of
thing.
those decks where
He-
you need to know it.
Yeah, like, he got into his combo, he got his Herald of whatever out, and apparently they're not playing the Vanities. The Vanities would have messed
Vanities.
me up.
Vanity's bad.
Yeah, like, but he just had his Herald, and I was like, okay. He got his
Vanity's
Eva pitch.
dies to like loads.
Yeah, like, he fed his hand anyway with the Eva, and then I was like, alright, I'm just gonna absolutely demolish your hand, and then I'm gonna OTK you. And that is
Here's the
what
big
happened.
thing though. Did he end? Did he just end on Herald or Eva pass?
I think it was Herald.
And which Herald was it?
The better one,
Was it-
the Omni.
Or Ultimus?
Yeah.
Ultimateness. Yeah, so that's not the end board. The end board you're meant to end on is meant to be IP, Beatrice, and Herald. Then Beatrice will mill Eva to load
Yeah.
your hand up straight away with all the negates, so you can go chain.
Yeah.
You then also have the IP and Beatrice go into a unicorn for a spin. So I'm assuming you were playing Gren. So you baited all of his negates, summoned Gren, and killed him.
Pretty much, I probably didn't even summon
Yeah.
Gren. Like, that can just assemble lethal,
Well-
like, standard.
Imagine if he had the IP though. The IP spin into a unicorn.
Yeah, I think I had a bit of extension because it wasn't just the Gren. I think it was way over
But also,
lethal, but
it means he wouldn't need to resolve the Beatrice. I mean,
Yeah.
he wouldn't need to resolve Herald for starters to have all those negates loaded up in hand.
yeah,
That's the benefit of that, is that Dark Ruler or Imperm, mainly Dark Ruler though. If you Dark Rule the Vanity's board,
yeah,
they're like, oh, okay. But if you Dark Ruler this one, because they've already Beatrice milled the Eva, they have at least one orange light in hand,
yeah,
if not two live.
yeah.
So you still have to play through negates, which is why like a bad Drytron player will make the deck genuinely look bad. Like if you're a bad Drytron player, you're better off playing Chaos Max Turbo.
You know what? Yeah,
Like you would genuinely get better results.
thinking about it, turn one, I dropped Shifter because I was like, this is insta death.
Oh, Shifter's broken as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, Shifter
and-
just auto wins.
He did negate it, but I think he actually ended up being forced to pitch Orange Light for Orange Light, so it was like, you're already starting.
So you
off,
only had one left. Yeah, that's really not good. You want to be able to pitch Eva, because
Yeah.
then you can get your hand filled straight back up, or you want to pitch a Benton, because then you can bring it back,
Yeah,
because you can ritual from like grave and stuff. The deck's just kind of stupid, but Drytron, other than that, this format's going to be really healthy. And Salamangreat is one of those decks where everyone was fed up of seeing it. That's why they complained and moaned and
Yeah.
whined. But I'm pretty sure that when Gazelle got put to one and Silk got put to one, after that, I never heard someone complain. When Stalio got banned, I heard people complain that it was overkill. Because Salad doesn't do anything unfair.
yeah,
They are a recursive deck that makes an okay board. They make it a good amount of the time. The thing that's going to make them really strong this format, though, is Dweller. Dweller is going to make your deck this format. Like, in Tenyi, I'm glad I can make it. Like, I can make it because it's just... Salamangreat are going to be a format, like a good deck this format. Drytron, Tri-Brigade, like, it hits a lot of decks. But now, Mirage Stalio coming back, great win for everyone. If you don't like Stalio, shut up, you're wrong.
and particularly with the Dweller, I think Exo is going to be really happy about
Yeah.
that because he's got a very nice ulti kicking about in his back.
Dweller genuinely
welcome.
is going to be insane. Anyway, next card that got limited. Haha.
Yeah, I'm curious on your take with it.
So, how PG-13 do I have to keep this? Because I have a lot of strong words for Sky Striker.
Right, Sky Striker, the deck is fine. Don't aim it at the players, so you can't. Yeah.
Sky Striker is such a just degenerate and filthy deck. If anyone thinks Engage is a well-designed card, you've only just started playing, in which case, don't worry, we'll accept it. Like, you can repent for your sins. If you've been playing for a while and think it's healthy, leave. We don't need players like that. It's a rotor, which for decks tends to be, once per turn, that also draws a card, isn't once per turn, can be looped in the deck, adds some of the best utility cards in the game, because it adds MST, Smashing Ground, I can't think of just a normal monster pop. It adds a impermanence which also can steal the monster. It adds DD Crow which can also steal the monster.
Mm-hmm.
It can add a card that makes your monster a towers.
Yeah. So like pretty much it's like
It does everything.
yeah, like I'm thinking it's Warrior Toolbox with Rota back in the
Yeah,
day,
that
except
too,
they're all
that too.
spells.
The thing is though, it's a free Link 2.
Yeah. Yeah, because
It's a free Link 2, which is crazy. Yeah, engage into drones, into Kagari, and then obviously you can add back the drones into your free Link 2.
Yeah.
So Invoked were playing it.
And
because it just gave them an Alistair
as well, don't they? Now they
Yeah,
have
Zeke isn't that good to summon like turn 1 to be honest. Zeke's kind of bad. But luckily it's only at 1, so the deck shouldn't be splashed. Because I don't think it's worth playing one engage, one... What's it called? I think, like, Dark Warrior might play, like, an engage and a drones, but I don't see them. They have enough extenders as it is. They have Fire Flint, they've got Neospace Connector. Dark Warrior, his Audi's going to be banned one day. It's literally just sat there on the edge.
Like, it's literally Hulk, but not.
It is just Hulk, but like...
Yeah.
Dark Warrior, I always have said this, is a deck of what do you want to do.
Yeah.
The deck can do Phantom Knight combo, it can do Orcust combo, it could do Dragon Link combos. I've seen them search Alistair. Someone who's normaled Neo Space Connector, and it's led to them searching an Alistair. The deck does anything you need it to do.
Yeah.
So, like... but Sky Striker, one thing that is going to be 1,000,000% staple now is Foolish Burial Goods. Because everyone's focusing on, you make Hayate going second, and people forget that we do have Foolish Burial Goods.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Foolish Burial Goods is a card.
Yeah.
Also, if they're only playing one engage, then they could, genuinely play Prosperity.
Yeah.
And value digging for that engage to begin with more than the engage draws. Which I think would be justified in the deck, but you've got Area Limit 0, which digs free. It's like a mini Prosperity for them. You have Foolish Burial Goods to mill it, and then you go Kagari. You have actually opening it. You have whatever draw power they're playing in the deck.
Yeah.
It's very scary to see them start to come back.
Yeah, because all they need is an opening, I'm sure they can make access.
Or if they open well. If they open... Oh no, they 1,000,000% can. If they open any hand trap.
Buster Jack,
engage.
You can hydrate because I've drank my drink.
I've drank mine as well, dude.
Stretch.
So yeah,
drunk, done.
You'd engage, add whatever, summon, link, normal your hand trap.
Yep.
Link into Hulk, Hulk summons Veiler, link into Selene, effect to Selene, bring back Veiler, link for access code, there's a 5/3 attack monster, and you have 2 pops. The deck can do that, but the fact that it's at 1 is a very scary start. The deck, I feel like Engage is one of those cards which is extremely poorly designed.
Yeah.
It will never be balanced. I don't see how you power creep a Rota that also draws 1 when all the cards it searches are so, generically strong. If you start your turn with an Afterburners, that's good. If you start with Jammer Waves, that's good. If you start with a Widow Anchor, that's good. It doesn't matter if you're playing main monsters, like monsters that you're going to need to normal.
Yeah.
Just starting with that is solid. The fact that then also, if they open good, they just summon a Shizuku, pass, end phase, add engage. Now that engage is in play. The deck could genuinely... I don't know, the deck's just... I don't like engage coming back to 1. It sets an extremely scary precedent for what they might be bringing back. If it stays at 1, it's fine. If it comes to more than 1, that's where I think we'll start seeing problems with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the Unlimits, Symbol of Heritage. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
The main play with it was... Because I know Morris was knows a bit of it. Yeah. So... Lone Fire Blossom's been the source of how many FTKs? At least 4. Because it's a broken card. It says special summon from deck. Ooh, a certain card that got banned.
Noticing patterns.
Yeah, special from deck. It's almost as if they're problematic. Why do you think plants have been terrible since 2014?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you'd go Lone Fire into Lone Fire into everyone's seen it. But then Symbol of Heritage was worded differently than a lot of other equips. A lot of equips that bring back say if this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. Symbol of Heritage is the reason why, because DeLorean never used to be once per turn.
Yeah.
So you'd summon DeLorean. Well, actually, you'd summon Power Tool to search Symbol of Heritage, which you can now do because it's a free. It's a guaranteed search, you won't miss it. Then you DeLorean, pitch one, bounce Symbol of Heritage. Symbol of Heritage, bring back Lone Fire, bounce Symbol of Heritage. Tribute Lone Fire effect, special summon. Symbol of Heritage, bring back Lone Fire. DeLorean, pitch a card, bounce it back, Lone Fire effect. And you could just loop Lone Fire for like 6, 7, 8 summons.
Yeah.
Which then led to a load of FTKs. This was also like when I think Birdman got hit, because Birdman, you know, pretty broken card. You had Zephyros. It was Synchro Toolbox that could infinitely summon plants from deck. And when you got stuff like Spore, when you got stuff like Glow Up Bulb, it was insane. But nowadays, it's extremely fragile because we actually have hand traps that aren't just like... I think around then we had Veiler, Skullmeister, and Droll.
Yeah.
Veiler kind of hit that, but no one was playing Veiler because hand traps just weren't played then.
Yeah.
It was why I play Veiler when I can play my starters or like extenders or just insanely broken cards. So, now that we have Ashes, we have Imperms, we have Gammas, Drolls, obviously Droll, good. It's going to be not important. It could see some fringe play. There might be an FTK that I'm missing that can abuse it.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can see using it is Plant.
Yeah, I think another big thing is the accessibility of hand traps as well. So, like, everyone has Ashes. No one has Ashes.
Yeah, like... It's why, like, Called By being a common was so crazy, because Called By was more accessible than the card you were trying to call by.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like Symbol of Heritage plants will probably get a boost from this, but plants haven't... Like, Sun Avalon, they're okay. Aero Mage, they're okay. Rika, they're okay. And a lot of the FTKs are very inconsistent.
Yeah, so like I was talking about plants, wasn't I? Where it was just like I wouldn't mind looking at it as an engine and just seeing what it can do, because I can't find anything I enjoy right now.
Well, to be fair, if you want something that's plant-based, Sylvans can use a certain... I've been telling this to Morris, and he might like be able to put you in. But normal Lone Fire can just blow open Sylvans, because you go normal Lone Fire into Lone Fire into Lone Fire.
Yeah.
Into Scorpio, pitch, summon Cobra, add instant fusion, summon Theseus. Then synchro into the Chaos Ruler.
Yeah.
Excavate 5. If you hit 5 Sylvans, they'll all hit the grave because there's like 2 light Sylvans. The rest are like fires, waters, and stuff. You then trigger all 5 Sylvan effects.
So we might have to look at
Or
Sylvans.
can add them. Sylvans, I've been messing about with them a little bit.
Combo.
Yeah,
I'm not
Sylvans,
having it.
it's not great. It's not great, but it's not bad either.
Yeah.
It's probably worth saying.
So like, I just want to find something that's fun, that's stronger than Greg at the minute. But
if you want to find something fun though, this format, I have some great insight because I've already been thinking about it, and I'm gonna have to drop and change this format.
Oof.
That's how like bad this is squaring up. Yeah, it's literally sat right here next to me, and I was just there like, so Sky Striker's gonna come back for a while, and that's gonna be annoying because if you like playing Sky Striker, no, you don't. Stop lying to yourself. Like, Exodia FTK mirror matches are more enjoyable than Sky Striker. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But because Sky Striker will see play, and because of Salamangreat coming back, Salamangreat are going to be playing Gozen match.
Fantastic.
Because it's a very good floodgate tool.
Yeah.
Against a lot of decks. For example, Tribriade. They use fires, earths.
Yeah.
They use, like, depending on the variants, they use winds. Well, no, it's Nerval, so they use winds. But, like, Bird Up's going to be the main Tribriade variant, which they start their plays by summoning a wind, then going into fires and earth, so it hurts them. Virtual World now doesn't have to worry about Dryad FTKing them. Because I played Virtual World for a while, and just getting Chuche up, it getting popped, and then looking at your hand of 3 level 6s.
Yeah.
You just lost the game. So that being gone means Virtual World will see a lot more play, and Virtual World heavily rely on winds and earths. Which means that if you lock out one, they can't play the game.
Yeah.
So Gozen match really strong. which also means plunder's going to be terrible this format, because if virtual orb becomes big, you have no plunder targets. So any plunder players, I'm sorry, your deck's not good anymore. But the biggest problem is that because Salad's good, people who play the deck can be only one. AFTK's the deck.
Yeah, like, I remember there can be only one. A certain
Yep,
someone dropped it on me on, like, my second time at locals. But I was playing zombies as well.
Yeah, but think, like, because Salad just hard loses to it.
Yeah, it does.
And here's the sad thing, is that Tri-Brigade can play around it, which means that Tri-Brigade players could do what Prank Kids are doing,
Yeah.
which is they main it. Which, that's nothing, Prank Kids is going to be really good, which Gozen match hurts them. So Gozen and There Can Be Only One will be the two big floodgates, I believe, this format.
Yeah.
Which, with Unchained, it's a deck that uses a fire to summon a dark to summon a water.
Yeah.
And they're all fiends. So I can't play under those, so Unchained's looking really bad. There's then Drytron is a horrific matchup.
Yeah.
If you go second, you lose the game. It's that simple. You don't break that board turn 1. And then game 3, you might have a slightly better chance, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, this format, if your deck is mono-type, you're going to have a bad time. And if it's not mono-attribute, you might not have a great time. Like, it's going to be, like, Salad are going to be main decking Cyclones because they need to hit that Tikaboo. Prank Kids are going to be extremely good because it's one-card combos that also let them cycle a card so they can dig for that Tikaboo.
Yeah.
Also, if they hit your normal summon, because you can Battle Butler twice, if they can time that well against Salad, against Tri-Brigade, it can end turns. Another card that's also going to be strong though is Nib.
Yeah.
And Morris might disagree with me on this because I know Morris is always saying, oh, Nibiru's not that great, when it is. If you're playing against Drytron and you can nib them at the right time, because now they're actually comboing,
yeah,
they're not just like going effect, 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 herald. They're summoning the diviners, they're using the diviner, they're summoning, they're making Beatrice. That's 3 summons.
Yeah.
The IP takes them to 6.
Yeah.
You can nib them
Before
a
they
lot,
get
like
out
partway
there.
through the comp. Yeah. And a lot of the times they'll end on Herald with only like 1 card in hand because they don't care. They're going to Beatrice, Mill, and Eva, and now they have 3 Herald negates.
Yeah.
But if you can now nib them so that Beatrice doesn't resolve, you're now staring down a Herald with 1 negate.
Yeah.
Which is a lot less scary than Herald with 3 negates and an IP Masquerader going into a Unicorn.
So like the
So
idea
Nib's
to the
gonna-
unicorn is the thing if they can time it.
That is the like cherry on top. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what really pushes it over the edge from old Drytron. Which is why
Funnily
the
enough,
deck's still...
this is what I mean with like my perspective being like so off axis because old Drytron was a bad time for me.
Yeah, it's
Like-
just got worse now.
Yeah, like Herald Turbo though, I always managed to chew through that because like for some reason people still play it.
Well, yeah, because you could bait 5 negates, and then as
Yeah.
long as that Gren's there, you win. But now that you can normal that Gren and then just go, alright,
Yeah.
spin.
But then it's like
It also meant Zeus.
yeah.
Zeus was a
Okay.
big deck, but
Zeus
now
is
that
a problem.
Zeus can just... Yeah, they could... Because they could, like, bait negates. Or they could go normal, for example, a Zodiac, make Barbo, summon Zeus. The Unicorn insulates from stuff like that. The Unicorn adds a lot more than just the spin when you
Yeah.
look at it from what was breaking their boards apart.
So like
They can spin away your axes that's going to make the... What's it called? The Zeus. They
Yeah.
can spin away just a normal, which they now don't have to negate. For example, a Lone Fire Blossom.
yeah. So I think
Or
it's-
like any similar card, yeah.
yeah. So I think it's weird though because like definitely hand dependent because everything bricks even though like that Gren deck is hyper consistent. Well, I guess
I
not
don't think
everything.
Drytron bricks. I don't think Drytron bricks. They're
No,
a deck
no.
that...
I don't mean
play
them, I mean
prosperity.
like I'll occasionally
I'm gonna
brick,
say, yeah.
like a nice hand because it plays so off axis and it's blowing stuff up without committing to anything. And people
Yeah,
just
that
get
was the
weird
benefit
about
of
draw
Gren.
power. Like no one knows
Yeah.
where to hit the draw power. So like that's
Because one of those where, yeah, it's like Pot of Desires was the ultimate Ash bait. Because if
Oh,
you
yeah.
Ash a Desire, sometimes you win the duel. Other times you Ash it and then they normal their Stratos, or they normal Lone Fire.
Yeah.
And I like the biggest example is 60 card grass. Desires,
Oh,
ash, grass, you lose the game.
yeah.
Like, it's pretty good, but nah, Drytron is going to be a huge threat because they're a deck that can use Prosperity,
Yeah.
and that card's broken. If you Prosperity for free, that's good. If anyone says it isn't, then it's because they just know that 6 is better, but Prosperity for free is still really strong.
Yeah.
Duality is a powerful card which has a special summon restriction for a reason.
Yeah.
They can end on 3/4 negate boards with a spin. They're fairly consistent. They can get big bodies out quite often.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deck that's just it's high, it's good, it's got good consistency. It can end on really strong boards. It just obviously dukes the entire ban list.
Yeah.
So they've got that. It's like Prank Kids. Prank Kids, really good consistency. Any Prank Kid monster gets you full combo.
Yeah.
They can play Power Exceed, which means they can make a Dweller. And Dweller is really good now in this format.
Yeah.
Because obviously Drytron, Prank Kids, Salamangre, Eldritch, Shadow Invoke could be another deck that we're going to see a lot more of. Because, once again, Alistair is not a ban list.
Yeah.
Big shock. But I feel like Dweller, Nibiru, Tikaboo, and Rivalry, they are the 4 cards that are going to be blowouts this format. So if you're building a deck, I think you have to be very wary of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, I've been playing 10 Buster Blader, which loses to all of them.
Yo, right.
But let's not worry about that.
Definitely need to talk about that at some point, but I'm going to have to drop the call here because we're going to take like a rapid break and then we'll be back for EXO.
Yes, also, remember, Sky Striker Engage. If you like Sky Strikers, then just... nah.
Oh, I can tell you what to say so much more, but yeah, thank you for not, and thanks for being on. Oh, very quickly before you go, are you good for this to go up on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm fine, I got on YouTube. But
Yeah,
one last thing.
sick. Go on.
Wanna paint a best deck, baby?
Right, we are going to take a real quick break, and then I'm going to pass the headphones to Moz, because I can see him dying in the background, because that was a long conversation. Oh, Beth is going to fix the issue. Moz is going to have audio. Okay, so, Beth, how do?
You're gonna pull me. Oh, Moz.
You're a genius.
So he just has to put himself.
But I know what.
You know. Oh. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, that's
Either
more
way,
likely.
Why am I the one that's come up?
I don't know, because like I was just like headphone splitter, the wireless.
I'll make sure you won't get left out more.
Okay.
No worries. I'd rather not have heard what you were saying.
You'll get to hear it back on the YouTube video.
Oh no.
But yeah, thank you for that, Ren. And EXO, are you ready? We'll sack off the break. We'll get this done. Because I know you're just going to be like, Misk, why? And I didn't even get heart. Aye. Right, we'll get you in. So, have you got Moz set up? Oh,
Be on my Discord,
yeah, I do. Right.
just so he's not.
EXO, and we need Beth. Create group, and starting the call now. You've not answered there. Okay, now you have. Cool. EXO, are you in?
There's your
I should be in. Can you hear me all right over there?
Can hear you, you beautiful bitch.
Right.
Hello, boys.
Excellent.
Right.
Thank you for saving the day, Beth, and I do apologise, Moz.
Don't worry.
I was gonna pass you back over for like Simon or something, or like EXO, but we're all sorted now. Right, how do you want to do this, bud? Do you want to talk about it case by case, or do you just want to flip your shit about Misk?
Let's run through it case by case, but skip Misk till the end.
Alright, so... Elpy. How we
Good.
feeling? Good.
Dragon Link is hate
Am I
it
the only
to die.
person who didn't want it to go?
I didn't want it to go because you had me playing some degenerate shit that relied on it, but at the same time, I get it. It says spec from debt. That's how it do.
I mean, we could have kept Elpy around if we just banned every other card in the D-Link engine.
Yeah,
it's just,
ban dragons.
I was just sick of
Keep Elpy.
Just like
just ban all the dragons.
start like making an entire new dragon set. Just leave it where it is and make something like, I don't know, Diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that doesn't limit future card design. Guess that's an
Well,
option.
Yeah, LP gone. That's fine. We're happy with that for the most
Right.
part. Dryden's just funny for me. It got unlimited, and then the bad world pandemic thing happened, so nobody got to play Yu-Gi-Oh. And now that it's just starting to clear up again, we might start having tournaments again. It's once again been banned, so it got unbanned, saw no real play, and has been once again banned again.
Anyone remembering Adamantipator with that?
Yeah, that-
I may or may not have sold a core.
Yeah.
Before Block Dragon.
I just mean it was like, yeah, best deck ever, and it's still probably insane. And then Block Dragon goes and like, best deck ever that's never going to see the light of day. Do you know what? It doesn't feel like it was long ago that Dryden was banned, but I think that was purely because of how things went.
yeah.
Like, technically, I guess it's been around for a little bit, but not that long.
I think it was the April 2020 list that it came off.
Yeah.
So then the limits.
The limits, we're skipping your boy.
Yep.
Skullcrabat.
Skullcrabat, I have nothing of use to add to that at all. I
Yeah.
didn't even know the card existed until 20 minutes ago.
Same. Like, I know that Morris thinks, is it this one that you think could be like, ooh, pretty tasty in a combo?
I could probably showcase it, and it's pretty decent.
Yeah, so like...
Not broken.
Yeah, so like everyone else is like, who gives a shit? But I don't know anything about it.
Again, it seems to be
it's
me,
not.
the only person who gives a shit about it.
Yeah.
It's not Electromite. I don't care.
Striker.
I only play a 1A
Strike-
one.
Striker Dragon, and just hurt D-Link more. They deserve it.
It's just a grind. It's just a grind hit.
Why
Like,
people thought they needed 3? Yeah,
like,
maybe 2.
yeah. Okay, salads.
Mirage Stallion back to 1 is fine. It could have happened ages ago. Yeah, I think Salad towards the end of the toss format were more or less fine as they were. I don't even think they needed the Mirage.
Yeah, they
ban
just like
then.
gutted everything on the same list, and we were just like,
Yeah, they sort of just
okay.
ripped out everything to try and start anew.
Yeah.
I never felt, as Ren was saying before, I never felt Salman Great to be an unfair engine. It's just, its recoverability, its recovery was just insane.
Yeah, it's like the most recoverable that I can think of, apart from Adamantium with Block Dragon. But...
As long as Gazelle and Circle stay at 1.
Well, yeah.
Exactly, because Gazelle and Circle need to stay at 1.
Yeah, like, Ren was just saying that Mirage pulls Gazelle and Circle out, so, like, I guess you then have your argument of timing your Ash, or your interruption in general, but... Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go for Engage?
I'm happy.
Engage.
I wanna try it. In fact, I might actually genuinely splash it, just to see what the fuck goes on.
Well, you're going to have to do something.
Wow.
I don't mind Engage. I don't mind Engage at 1. The problem I have with Engage is someone in Konami with a number of brain cells that I think are only in the double digits looked at Engage and went, yes, a pot of greed where I get to choose one of the cards that is recyclable. And in the other hand, they looked at Harp Horror and went, but this is the degenerate card. This can't come back to 1.
I knew the hurt feelings were going to come out somewhere.
They looked at Engage and went, Engage is fine at 1, Harp Horror, no, that's degenerate. We can't.
I don't think it's like that. because you could still play Orcus. And
You can still play Sky Striker. It's just garbage.
having Engage at 1, it's a bit sacky, and they kind of need it. Orcus to like, fine, we'll just use World Wand.
Yeah. Bring back Harp. Bring back Electromite. Let me play a new deck.
Okay, bring back Harp. Totally happy for that. Electromite, I couldn't care less. I cannot be asked with Bend.
Pick a Pendulum. Pop one, so you can fix your scales, and then draw one.
Yeah. It was just Engage for Pendulum, and Engage is fine.
Apparently. I'm not arguing that it's fine, but like I'm happy that Pend are doing nothing. I don't like reading that much. Ice Mirages, I come in at the most critical moment as we're talking about Engage. You'll find that this isn't exactly the most critical moment. Welcome to the stream, though. Right, this one, you'll have nothing of value to add, because I don't.
There'll be an FTK showcase in, like, half an hour. An hour.
Yeah.
There'll be one before the night's out.
But, like, you have nothing to add with that, do you, XO?
Not particularly, no.
Oh, you are a Sky Striker player. It's
I'm more of a Sky Striker Trickstar player. I don't like Pure.
Okay, are we ready to get to the song?
Okay. Well,
Right.
I like dinosaurs. This makes me quite sad.
You quite sad. I was crying.
I don't.
There were literal tears in my eyes.
I don't. Everybody, who, apart from dinosaur players, has been complaining about this card, and I personally don't see why. Yes, it's powerful in a vacuum, but it's also the choke point of the deck. If you hit the Misk when it's engraved with an Ash, with a Skullmeister, if you gamma it, then the Dino player just ends their turn there. There's nothing else they can do. With Nothing Dinosaurs at 1 now, you do that now, and then the Dino player ends their game because they have no recovery at all for turn 3, 4, nothing. They have... We can do nothing.
It's not matter anymore. I announced I was quitting the game before I did the stream.
Totally not.
It's just... And, like, people are arguing, like, the new scrap cards make Misk broken. It doesn't. You can... Misk protects the dinosaurs. Wyvern is not a dinosaur. Your hand traps. You can just hand trap the Wyvern, and again, you've stopped the combo there.
Exactly.
And if you hit the Wyvern, again, turn is more or less over at that point. You've got there's not really any other plays past that other than any other extenders you may already have in hand.
Okay, like, again, devil's advocate, because content. What happens in that beautiful little case where they go Misk, Ash, Gamma?
It's very rare. You got to think about it.
I mean, it's still a 3 of, and Misk was a 9 of.
Well, this is this is your problem. It's just over 1 in 3 hands if you open Gamma, and if you're adding it with another card, then the probability times by itself.
Right, hang on though, because Misk, again, not saying it's my opinion, Misk at 9, right? Functionally, are you going to ash the
It was potentially at 9 if you include... Potentially at 10 if you include Foolish to get it grave.
So, like, 10. Plus a Gamma. So that is your odds of opening any hand trap, and dinos can play a dense package of hand traps.
Yes, I mean,
the only reason
I don't think playing Gamma and going first dinos isn't a good idea, in my opinion, anyway. You shouldn't play Gamma in any going first deck.
Maybe control.
And then... And you're also arguing just like, well, what if I have the Misk and then they have an Ash and then I have a Gamma? By that logic, we should ban Exodia because I could pull all 5 cards off the top of my card in the opening hand.
Like, it's devil's advocate.
Yeah, I don't agree. Dinosaur did need checking. I will agree to that. They should have limited or possibly even straight up banned Dig because it's just a non-once per turn rotor.
Limit UCT.
Yeah, they can't OTK that well.
Right, Pank's still a card. Pank's
Yeah.
a hell of a card.
It pops itself.
Quatless is a hell of a card.
Don't play it.
Like,
You would do if you didn't have UCTs, though. UCT is not the problem card in Dinosaurs.
It's not, but if you take away the grind or their ability to OTK without being certain, and it's very fragile in that aspect.
so, Ice Mirages has just said dig on maybe Ovi would have been the hit.
I don't mind Ovi going.
I would have preferred Obi over Misk as well.
I prefer Ovi over anything.
But then, like, your dig as well is nuts because you're just getting Ovi.
But why
Or
are
you're
we,
just getting whatever you happen to need.
why are we
But
going
again,
about
you
what could
have
have
a lot
happened?
less recovery.
Misk is out.
I don't know.
I'll deal with it. Tom, you're sad. I'm sad. We'll get over
I
it.
am sad. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell a story now. We may need to get the tissues out for this. I will be as quick as I
alright.
possibly can. When I was 3, I discovered that dinosaurs exist. And I immediately latched onto them. I decided I wanted to be a paleontologist at that age. I got books about dinosaurs. I read about them. I was just straight up obsessed. There was no other way about it. For about 12 years. At some point during that span, I would have guessed when I was about maybe 9, 10, I would have seen Jurassic Park and I saw the CG dinosaurs. And from that point, my mind pivoted away from the paleontology to making those CG dinosaurs. They have literally made my life the way they are at the moment. At the age of 8, I noticed I was different from other kids, and I got diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. And then it was discovered that dinosaurs were my special interest, as was Yu-Gi-Oh! The Equality Act 2010, passed by the United Nations Convention, states that you cannot
I knew it.
affect and do things to people like me who are struggling. I can't handle change, and I can't handle losing this very important part of myself.
So our plan is to take
Konami, by
Konami to
limiting
court.
Misk, have broken a United Nations convention, and I believe we should start a class action lawsuit against them.
Okay, so
I'm right by your side.
So, knowing you very well for many years, I knew that was going somewhere. Chat seems to enjoy it. Hey, he'll be here as of Thursday next month, and
One
then
thing I
he'll
will
be here
say
weekly.
about the Misk, now it's at 1. There is no banishing 4, including Giant Rex, at tier 3, chain blocking Raptor, and then continuing again. It's just, you use Misk, that's that. If you're playing Overtex, good luck banishing 4 more dinos, because you're not getting that.
Totally.
Yeah. I
The other
don't.
I'm
What-
still reeling from that.
What I will say though,
The Equality Act.
dinos can play Nemesis cards. They can recur back the Misk.
You told me Nemesis is not an engine.
The thing is,
I like
It's
very
not.
generic.
That's just how desperate we are now.
They're very generic.
Yeah. Dinos are one of the coolest decks as well. It is kind of sad
Yeah.
from Ice
It's
Mirages.
very sad.
Going forward though, they will have to play the Nemesis.
Nemesis is
Stuff.
only an engine. Like, yeah, I like Nemesis. I see something in it. I don't know what it is. I don't
I
know
hate
what
them.
I see.
I hate
But,
them. They
like-
banned my boy, Colossus.
They did
The-
not. They were no. Colossus got ripped out because of the Eternal format. That
Now
was.
we can't come back because of
I
the
don't think we're seeing Colossus again for a long time. We
Ice
will
Mirages.
eventually.
Well, my joy is bigger than my grief, so whatever. Hey, I never get touched by a ban list because I always play Rogue.
Yeah, I'm just going to main Blue Eyes from now on.
Wait until you play Meta.
I'm not good. I like Rogue. I like the positioning.
I've always
They're the
played
reason
Rogue,
Colossus can't
and
go
it's just
back,
got banned time and time. You tell me that Dino, outside of this format, was meta before then. Every single list banned. Something.
Play Tangy Buster Blade. I'm genuinely curious, Ren. Right, is Kirby still in the chat? Or is he dead now? Unless you have anything else, any closing statements?
I personally believe that Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be fixed by banning every card that isn't Blue Eyes White Dragon. And mic drop.
Yep.
Cool. EXO will be back Thursday, not this week, the week after, and he will be here all month. It's 7:30 till 9:30 because you've got a weird time slot.
You jumping in?
Here. I rip. Oh, it was right. No problem. Right, cool. We will let you go, EXO. Thank you. Feel free to do a sleep, unless he's already hung up. He mic dropped. Yeah, he did. Why
Right.
are you no longer in the call though?
Oh, I thought we were restarting. Oh, we're just adding Simon, aren't we?
Yeah, we can even potentially have
I'm gonna have
ice
to join again.
mirages. Yeah, you are.
You could just call it though, couldn't you? And I could answer from here.
I mean,
It's worth a go.
yeah, actually, because this is like a group. Right, Kirby, do you want to be a thing? Do you want to know? Do you want to be yes or do you want to be no?
Be a thing.
Don't know if I'm technically meant to be doing that.
I don't know. Do you?
Probably
Right?
copyrighted.
Yeah. I think they need to knuckle down on that, unless you're actually doing a playthrough. Well, anybody else who loves Yu-Gi-Oh wanna, lay down their terrible, opinions on the ban list?
While
I look for lawyers in taking Konami to court.
Under the Equality Act.
Under the Equality Act.
Ice Mirages, if you are actually up for it and you're still in, we can do a talk. Weather Paper and Amazement best deck.
Stop
Let's
mentioning
go.
it. It's not. It's bad. And I'll only...
Yes,
Yeah,
would you like to jump on? It'll just be a Discord call. Give some opinions.
I can't do that. I can't just buy people things. I've got to order Kirby a Zeus because he's paying for
sweet.
it. But
I need to get a Zeus as well.
yeah.
Ren, use my salad core. Fuck's sake, so. Right. Have a look in the. It will be in. I am assuming you are Ice Weaver.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. Too much of a coinky dink to not. Right. Can I just call that? Oh no, I need to make a group. Right. I am gonna have to ping over a friend request just because I can't think of a better way to do this.
You can just call.
Yeah, I can just call, but then I need to get you in. We'll do a call. I need to find a way of adding you in. Have we got you on the call, dude? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, right, you're a little bit quiet, but yeah.
Oh, hold on.
No worries.
Let me check my settings.
Not a worry. I'll just see if I can get Moz to... You know what? I'll fire you a quick friend request, and
Yeah.
I'll make the group because apparently I'm bad at Discord.
Okay.
2 seconds, dude. I'll just disconnect from this one. Right, this should call on that phone.
Yep.
And we create voice call. That should be ringing now. You do not have her passcode. That would make sense. Oh.
Well,
Bear with
being
me
called.
1 second, dude. Right, you should be in Moz.
Hello there.
You need to
Hello.
mute it. There you go. Okay, everything should be working again. So, we've now got the perspective of striker players, so that's good.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we are professional streamers here.
You know what I used to love doing? Dropping order on you. And normal Denko. That was a good one.
Don't listen to him, he's just hurting over Misk.
Okay, I will straight up get into it. I'm scared. I'm scared for pure Sky Strikers, not because of their power, but because of the Hornetron's Kagari interlink to engine that some decks use.
So the splash.
Yes, the
Yeah.
splash. Okay, first of all, having engage means that your turn 2 is going to be much better. If you are going second deck, that will be much stronger, of course. Especially, you will definitely be able to put at least one more Widow Anchor or Shark Cannon on the board, which is really nice. But it will be more in the effect in the grindy games at one copy right now. Like when the game goes to turn 4 or 5, which is rare nowadays. So for pure Sky Tracker, it's good, but it's not going to push them to being like tier 1 for sure.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I can see people even being that spiteful towards it that they start side decking Lullaby, just nabbing it off of them. I'll have that.
Yeah, like if Engage came to 3, that would be like, yeah, that was straight push it to tier 1, but Engage at 3 Engage at 1 is two really different things.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say you have Engage at 2, which would be much stronger as well, because you would engage, then use Kage to get that engage back. Then instead of using it, you will go into Shizuku and engage the second engage. Then you will have 2 engage in your hand for your next turn, which you could use Kageri to go for 3 engage in your next turn. But with 1 engage, you will at most will be going for 2 engage when you first get it, then engage per turn.
Yeah.
Which is still really good, but you need to remember that Kagari is also your way of getting your Widow Anchors back, your Shark Cannons back, your Hornetrons back, your Afterburners back. So if you are going into engage every turn with your Kagari, which you will also need to probably play Hornet base, you won't have as much pressure on the board. You won't have as much negate, because in the end you are going to run out of Widow Anchors in your deck. So because of that, pure Sky Striker will be fine in my opinion. Maybe they will be pushed from Rogue to tier 3 or maybe even tier 2 with considering that extra code package.
It's also quite accessible as well.
Yes, I'm really scared about the splashing.
Because quite a lot of the pieces got common prints and engages an ultra.
Yeah.
So
what I am more thinking of, like, you take engage, going, like, yeah, basically it's extra Hornetrons in the splash, which is really scary, and you can probably use it in other decks as a more bigger engine. Like, if a deck has a bigger place you can use it in, you can probably put a more true Sky Striker engine, maybe even Afterburners or Jamming Waves to hit to board break with Sky Striker package first, because engage will make it much easier. Then you can go into your own combo, because engage will be a one card starter for that. Like, engage into Hornetrons, Kagari take, engage back, engage take, Afterburners. Then you can use that Kagari. Then you can use your normal summon, use that Kagari as a link material while you are using Afterburners to break their board. And even if they assure engage, you only wasted 1 card, and you still have the Hornetrons package in your extra deck. Sorry, your deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, more than the pure, I'm more scared for splash.
Yeah. So hopefully it's. I can't see it being one of those that goes 1, 2, 3. I think it's.
No, it won't.
It will
one.
stay at 1. It will stay at 1. No way
crazy.
it's going to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Engage at 2 will be crazy.
Yeah.
I just
3,
watched the
I don't know.
Euros final and the YCS London. I think 2019. Like,
Not the one you were at.
I think Pascal came in the semis. He opened 3 engage against Schmidt, or it might have been the final. It was crazy though.
So it was just engage
Yeah.
recur that
He didn't have a chance.
Toolbox. Yeah. Thoughts on anything else on the ban list? So like Elpy going, I think everyone's kind of like that was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I was expecting Elpy. I'm surprised Elpy and Striker both got it, personally. But other than that, I'm also surprised about Trident. Like, I get Trident was being a problem, but I don't think banning Trident was the way for it, because Zodiac was being a problem because of Zeus, and I feel like they can still go into Zeus without Trident as well. Trident was just as strong, and
I think people throw a hissy fit though. They won't want to play it.
Very quickly, just thank you for the follow, Karama Ninetail.
oh yeah, I need to give a follow as well.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure I'm thanking people as and when stuff happens.
Yeah, I did talk with streamers before, so it's something I'm used to. Don't worry.
Yeah, not a worry. Yeah, that's brilliant. Is there anything else that really jumps out? Like, I suppose we've kind of had the MISC discussion, but like,
Yeah,
we
we
just
already
played
did.
devil's advocate and saying the opposite, so we end up getting a good discussion instead of just agreement. But yeah, like that's the big one as well.
I can only mention one thing I'm disappointed in. Where is Harper at 1?
Yeah.
Don't get EXO started.
Yeah.
Mirage Stelio to 1, which I'm scared about because I have a Solomon Great player as a friend. But where's Harper?
Oh, I'm in heaven because both these are just Dino players and they've just been ruining my day with Dino for ages. So I feel like you're gonna start reincarnation trolling me, which is objectively
I don't know
worse.
yet. I still might find something.
I will be honest with you. One day Harper comes to 1 or 2, and immediately I'm going to sell my kidneys to buy a Orcus deck.
In full max.
Yeah.
Not because of their power. I just really want to play them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do as well. I do have the ulti ding sat somewhere.
Oh, you're welcome.
Why, thank you.
Well, thank you for calling me here and hearing my opinion.
Not a worry, dude.
It's a pleasure having you.
It's good to hear from you, and we hope to see more of you. We're pretty active in the Discord, so we're always happy to
I
chat.
will do my best. All right.
Brilliant.
See you later then.
Have a great evening. Catch you later.
Yeah.
You too.
See you later, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, awesome. Do you want to disconnect on that side? I think.
How do?
I'll just. Thank you. Passcode out of.
Yeah. Well, being nosy, I was trying to look past.
Not you. The fact it's on camera.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you could do with a physical passcode, but you know. Yeah, I don't know. Closing notes? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, please feel free to take me on with your new errata decks on Saturday, and I'll kick your ass with Dino.
If he happens to lose,
there's going to be more forfeits. I will continue.
Should we do the chili vodka?
We'll still do the 100,000 Scoville if you fancy, but you know the price of it. You got to beat me, or it's going to cost you a sub.
Yeah, it's a win against him or a sub.
So if you want me to drink that stuff again, I will happily do so.
I wouldn't say happily.
I did 10 of them at least.
I wouldn't. I did like 4 and it nearly killed me.
I'm fine with it. Alright.
Sardines brined in chili vodka.
Oh, that sounds awesome. At least I had something go with it. Like, just drinking pure spice is just a bad idea.
I will consider that, EXO.
You just want to get me back.
No, not for you. I'll do it.
Oh, right.
I'll hate it, but
yeah,
that has to be like a sub goal though. That has to be like a decent incentive because that'd be awful.
I'll do the really bad shit. I don't mind that.
I mean, I'll do. People like me doing it before because I.
I'll tell you what. If we can get to what, say 50 subs.
50 subs.
If we can get to 50.
We're on like 19.
Yeah, if we can get to 50, I'll do 2 of those Devil's Gummy Bears.
Oh.
And if we can get that, should we say by the end of the year? End of the year, 50 subs.
We'll definitely look at it. We'll come up with an actual sub goal or something.
That's like a million.
I tell you what, cumulative one. Get onto your homies that like to see you suffer, and if we get
that's everyone.
If we get 10 subs on Saturday, me and you will do the Naga Noodle challenge.
Yeah, Naga Noodles. That actually sounds amazing. Could I put some prawns in them?
Could you stop making everything sound like an absolute delight? I mean,
as long as I can put prawns in them, I'm happy.
No.
Why?
No prawns, only pain.
Wow.
Oh, I can buy cheapo seafoods for Blue Eyes now.
Yeah, they're now
They're
cheap.
gonna tank.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll make sure it's not a delight. So, like, this is the thing, right? You started with one of them, and you were like, oh, this is actually fine. And I was like, someone's paid money to see you suffer, so I've now got to make sure you suffer. So.
I didn't just handle spice alright. I'm not the best, and I'm not the worst. It's just, you know, it happens when it happens. You know, deal with it.
Yeah, like, the next day, I was crippled after this 100,000 Scoville drink.
I was still limping.
Yeah, no, you were fine, and then you were like, oh no, delayed effects. I was not fine. Like, oh, good. So, like, he acts like it's fine. He's like, it's cool, it's whatever. And then at the end, you were getting a bit like, this is getting a lot.
But yeah, no, spicy noodles, bring it on. Come on, get the subs in, and I will eat the whole thing. I'll even finish his that he doesn't eat.
Yeah, I'll struggle through it, but that's going to be like 10 subs.
Yeah.
That has to be.
Has to be 10 subs.
That'll get us a new emote slot. Do you know what? It's weird. As if, like, most of the time it's like, oh, they're motivated by money and stuff. It's like, I want new emotes!
Yeah.
The fun. I mean, when your emotes are as good as...
the Poggers, or you can have the Grim Reaper. I mean...
That's got my face on it.
Get splashing and you can have the...
And that is the Grim Reaper from Billy and Mandy.
Can you put mine on Avarice? I want my gorgeous face on Avarice.
I was going to put yours on Dinos, but I guess that's probably not a thing anymore.
You could probably do it. How fucking dare you?
Oh, right. Ice Mirages. The face on Poggers is actually one of our subs.
Yeah.
It's Short Animal, who is often in the chat.
Oh, great.
Cog's just dropping all of his.
I do miss him.
See, that's the thing. We need more sub points to get more remotes, and that's the true motivation.
I'll get on it then. If we can get 10 subs on Saturday, you heard it, we'll be eating awful noodles covered in Naga sauce.
Yeah.
So.
Whoa, less of the
I
covered
know. We're covering it.
It's Naga.
They're cooked in it. It's still going to be hot.
Well, yeah, it's still going to be hot, but don't just be like, we've got litres of that sauce. Do not get carried away, or if you do it on yours.
Fine. You be like that. You waste their money. They paid for us to be in pain. Let's cover it.
Yeah, but I actually am in pain.
I'm trying to give them the money's worth.
Yeah, like... That was the thing earlier in the earlier in the conversation where Ren was just like, no, you could see that was real. You didn't know, and I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just spinning in the corner, and then my stomach locked, and I was like, I need to leave. I might barf.
But yeah, it has been an awful Banlist day.
But a great stream, like for an impromptu, like considering like 2 people said it in the Discord and was like, "Are you doing it?" And I was like, oh, "I'm exhausted. It's a work night. Yeah, I'm doing it."
You rang me, and you were just like, you've got 5 minutes. Get down.
I was like, you've got 2 hours. Be here. So this will all end up going up on YouTube. I'm guessing everyone that said it was fine after Ren, because we asked Ren.
We're just going to assume it's fine.
What? Are we just going by it's easy
You
to
try that
apologise and ask
defamation
permission?
claim.
Like, no. So I will throw the YouTube link in the Discord. That's going to be up tonight because it'll be very dated.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to call it a night because I don't know about you, but I've had a great time, but I'm pretty dead now.
Right, it's been a pleasure.
Let's put some lullaby music on.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Namaste, fuckers.
See you later.
See you next time.
Bye.